James Greene is with us now to talk more about the last 3 weeks. Sir, I know you've had a rough go, and so many others have since that storm hit. Take me through some of the biggest challenges, what you've experienced over the last several weeks.
Good morning, and thank you. I would say, without doubt, the first 3 days were really tough because we were like in a bubble. We had no communications going out, no communications coming in. We knew it was bad because we just looked around out our window at our property. So we knew it was quite drastic, but we had no idea. And I'm sure our relatives and friends must have been just as worried as we were. But gradually, day by day, I think the first thing we got spotty cell phone service, so we could tell our relatives that we were alive and well. And each day got a little better. But that was the first 3 days were the roughest because it was just unknown. And thank God we have an emergency generator that kept our patients' medical equipment running and so on. So that was kind of the first 3 days were tough. Each day gets a little better.
Where are you, James, in this distance-wise from some of the major populated areas, Asheville and elsewhere? Where exactly are you located?
Well, we're in the populated area. The true downtown is about, in fact, I walked down there last night to go to a candlelight march, and that was about 2 miles away. So we're 2 miles away from the center of the city. But I want to quickly mention that what we suffered, quote unquote, is nothing compared to the people in the rural areas far away from Asheville. So we had it tough, but when we finally got TV and could see what other people were suffering, by comparison, we were very thankful.
Yeah, we know some people are impacted more than others, but it's relative, right? For you all, not having water over these last few weeks has to have been so difficult. What do you know about these water tanks that have showed up? Where'd they come from?
They come from a variety of sources. The most recent ones, which were these humongous 15 feet high by 15 feet diameter, 4 of them. I understand they came from the state. And the other one, we also had one of these huge tanker trucks that you see going down the road, like taking gas, but they bring potable water. I think that might have come from FEMA. So the reason I'm a little hesitant to be specific is we've gotten help from so many sources, and each day more and more people come out forward to be helpful. It's bringing stuff by the facility here with snacks and food and water. So there's a lot of sources of help, but the state and the county were the two most recent ones.
Oh, it's great to hear that you have many helping hands. I know there's been a lot of scary moments in all this for you, James, and others. You wrote a letter to your family and friends. What did you tell them in that?
I like to write, so I kind of gave them A to Z of what happened. What basically was that we were safe, and especially once we got electricity and that lonely generator we weren't going to be depending on that, which that could have run out of fuel. Then we would have had a really drastic time. So basically it was that I'm well, and they can relax and be not worry about me.
How about your neighbors? How is everybody doing through all of this?
That's a great question. Some of the residents here, to put it inelegantly, got out of Dodge. Once we could cut the trees blocking our entrances and exits, and we could get traffic in and out. Either the relatives came and got them, or they took off. And because it was unpleasant living here with no electricity, flushing the toilets was an issue. Obviously, drinking was non-starter. So half of them maybe left. The other ones, it's interesting, especially the first couple of days when our food in the refrigerator was going to go bad. People took the food out before it went bad, and we had we have an activities building, got it together, prepared it, and we had like a communal dinner. So people pulled together and looked out for each other. And also some people weren't so great physically, like taking a bucket of water and moving it. So each neighbor would help out. So and I think that's probably more, not just us, Asheville-wide, North Carolina-wide. people helping people that normally might not get a chance to do that.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.